my friend. And the Steve players are the same way. There's another one that comes to mind. But unlike them, their character isn't nearly as busted as Steve is. So no disrespect to the Steve players, they grinded the hell out of that character.
But also, your character's broken, and please admit it.
Let's just talk about the block in the room. That's the elephant in the room, the block in the room, whatever. But the Bayo players, as we have another one right here for you in Amaryllis, they are grinders, man. You cannot hate them for that. You really can't.
And they share a lot of that, or at least a lot of that grind mentality is shared by another MBS member and one of the premier just fienders and character believers in the entire state. Pharaoh is out here fresh off of a 33rd at Low Tide City.
Wasn't it 17th?
Was it more? Oh, it was 17th?
Yes,
oh my God.
yeah.
Thinking of the wrong brackets. Either way, it was an insane placement, and he is fiending for more here.
And also barely even got lost out of that placement, losing to a matchup that he's struggled with for so long and already almost winning against one of the best snakes to ever do it at that tournament. But obviously that was then, this is now. And right now we got not a dead Yoshi, very heavy character. Barney is a dinosaur from our imagination, and the Blast Zone is not very imaginative as the giant fist almost taking out Yoshi again there.
One of the biggest things that I see in terms of how Bayonetta has evolved, as you keep mentioning before, the Bayonetta player base has really pushed this character. But what's so fun about it is that they will push this character in completely different ways. Lima being much more focused on these niche interactions and optimizing follow-ups. Amaryllis much more focused on different ways to pop up in neutral, and a focus on enhancing the mobility. Bloom just playing raw neutral for minutes and minutes on end. It is so good to see multiple different ways and multiple different archetypes within just one character, because that flexibility finds you able to do that.
She's diverse.
She's definitely diverse.
Not the Umber Witch for a reason, my friend. I mean, the punish game like that, neutral options like that, you know that you're going to get some different play styles at the end of the day, especially with the way that the Bayonetta players grind. But this is against one of the best Yoshis in the world that we're doing it up against right now. So in this matchup, I'm damn near killing with the fist right there. How, on a scale of 1 to 10, how familiar with this matchup would you say that Pharaoh is? Truthfully, I have no idea.
I have literally no idea.
Yeah, I don't either, because I imagine Yoshi obviously has a projectile, but Yoshi's a little bit, usually more of an in-the-beef kind of character, right? But at the same time, Yoshi is relatively, Yoshi's gravity is weird, combined with the fact that he's very sizable, so I feel like once Bayonetta's in, it should be a lot of damage. But Yoshi also has the best airspeed in the game.
And a frame 1 double jump armor that can blast through a lot of the multi-hits that Amaryllis has. Bayonetta is a great character at comboing so many across the board, but when you have frame 1 negative armor that only really loses to strong individual hits, you kind of just end up sitting in positions like these where, yeah, you're at 180 and you're looking for a stock, but at the end of the day, Yoshi, a frame 4 up air, a crazy forward air conversion, forward tilt into something, it just leaves Amaryllis playing a whole lot of neutral.
Yeah, and as that back air is going to take the stock, yeah. If there's anything good that Yoshi has in this matchup for sure, that is very important against a character like Bayonetta, it's true damage, and true big damage. Because if you have, if your character is the Yoshi bomb's going to take the stock right there, true damage is very important, right? Because if you're your character that's known for your combo game, but you're more reliant on some super crazy rushdown mix-ups like, say, Fox, or say maybe Mario in a matchup where his combos aren't true or whatever, that's dangerous against a character with Witch Time, because you never know when they're going to whip it out, when they're going to decide to mix that up. Yoshi in this game, for some damn reason though, has all of our combos off of his tilts, like F tilt and up tilt. That's going to be a lot of true damage, and especially against a character like Bayonetta, that's really important, because against her, you need to take as much damage as you possibly can to the bank, lest you wind up getting reversaled out of your own punish.
I think Yoshi is just, and Pharaoh is a perfect testament to this. Yoshi's a perfect representative of a lot of the new meta right now, because you just have amazing, individually strong utility that you can flex together to create a coherent game plan. That may not be the most deep. Pharaoh's doing the same, not even just Pharaoh, but Yoshi's doing a lot of the same things regardless of matchup, with only a few exceptions. Think like Samus or Belmont or stuff like that, where you do have to really change up your game plan in order to play it well. But what you lose in sort of flexibility per se, you gain in so much individual strength. And a lot of those individually strong pieces come together to create a really hard matchup to play around just from a player perspective, regardless of character.
Yeah, it's part of what makes Yoshi so weird. You know, the combos combined with the fact that he moves in that kind of way. It's like fighting a character that, like, it's what I always describe whenever I see a wolf on screen. It's like you never usually have a character with like damage that powerful and like hitboxes that just beat out straight up so many moves in this game on a character that also moves through the air like that. And Yoshi can also bring that to the table. Another character who I feel like has very diverse play styles, depending on like whichever like Yoshi that you're talking about, whether it's Yoshidora, whether it's Pharaoh, whether it's Raptor. I mean, probably not as big of a tree as Bayonetta, or the biggest difference as Bayonetta. But you know, I'm just saying Yoshi players, that's another one of the better player bases in my opinion. They're super duper grinders, as that up tilt up air is going to take the stock. Doesn't matter what Yoshi you're watching, you're always going to see that confirm.
I wonder if Pharaoh's going to start fishing for some of this, like some of the platform shield break stuff. We haven't seen Amaryllis be too stationary, which is important in a matchup like this. But I know sometimes Pharaoh can really kind of tunnel in on some of the confirms that he practices, trying to land one there, not getting the second hit of back air, which meant Amaryllis could bats within the forward smash. Just an up air there on a punish on the whiff twitch time.
Best move in the game.
It's just so good.
Best move.
It's so hard to
You think
hit.
we're kidding? I'm not kidding.
It works every time.
Yeah. But that doesn't work every time, not only because it's stale and also from center stage. Yoshi is heavy boy. That's another thing I'm talking about. You usually don't have a character that heavy that can also move through the air like that. That's another reason that Yoshi is a bit of a noob killer in my opinion. That and the fact that he has a frame 3 neutral air that breaks out of a lot of combos. Like, he's really like the 2-and-2er breaker in my opinion, you know, where if you don't know how to deal with that, like your combos don't work against him, like a little bit of a fundies test when you're fighting him, in my opinion, especially with a character as weird and quirky as Bayonetta that gets you up to 218 and still can't find a way to get the stock out as we tack it up to 225, 231. Oopa, what? Let's place your bets. Place your bets. What percentage is the Yoshi going to die at? Place your bets, people. Place your bets.
With how Pharaoh is playing right now, literally who knows? Because he's getting the down B ledge snaps. He's utilizing those just a raw straight hit neutral to power through so much of these witch twists, of these multi-hits. Even at 230, witch twist isn't going to break the negative armor. So you just have to... What is Bayonetta going to do here?
Set knockback of individual hits. Of course, it's like it's designed to rack up damage, not kill you. You know the drill, so...
That's what I... Like, at this percentage, normally the negative armor, you can break it with even the most weak of stray hits. But Bayonetta is all multi-hit. So what is Amaryllis going to do? Fish for back air? Fish for forward throw? And it's already pretty hard to grab Yoshi thanks to aforementioned frame 3 neutral air. So it just kind of ends up being back air it is, or Pharaoh drops the stock himself and gives Amaryllis a chance to gain some momentum early on, but you still have to worry about that double jump armor, and Amaryllis has to play around that with these shortened combos.
It's like at that percent against a character that moves through the air like butter and can armor through your combo attacks, that looked like 2018 Bayo for a second where we didn't know how to kill with her. Like, straight up, like, you got some percentage that high, but Bayonetta just couldn't take out the stock. Which is, as I say that, we finally got a combo of our own. Are we going off the top? No, we are not. But we are not going off the side either. Immaculate DI.
That was actually really terrible DI, because he almost died to that down air when he really should have.
Yeah, but he's heavy. You know Yoshi.
He is heavy. Not heavy enough to survive that up smash, though, and again, it gives Amaryllis a chance.
Ooh, trying to go for the Pharaoh special right there. He did that so much during the Wi-Fi era. That little egg out of the little up B egg out of the egg lay by the ledge to combo into the forward air.
That's unfortunate and a half, but Amaryllis still is surviving here. Some good DI to keep them alive. ABK from ledge? No, just the reaction on the neutral getup. Bring 3 neutral air, and Pharaoh will cease the run of the Bayonettas to meet in winners finals. Instead, he'll go Bayonetta into Bayonetta as he gets a chance to play against Girly Teen Queen up in winners finals. But I think we're going to be dipping down to losers first before we get winners finals.
Yeah, I do believe that's what we're going to have going on first. And really, what a textbook showing when it comes to Pharaoh right here. It's against a character that you don't really see all too often. A character that's become a little bit more meta-relevant of a threat as time goes on, or a character that's at least been on people's radars. But man, I really wanted to place our bets on what stock that the Yoshi was going to die at, but unfortunately just SDing at the beginning right there. But regardless, really, that was crazy. Just like all the ways that he was able to break out a combo with the double jump armor, which I can only understand as a Bayonetta player has got to be a very, very annoying thing to deal with. I mean, the little set knockback of your individual hits, even in ABK, actually being able to double jump armor through some of those, like the lingering hits of theirs, like the set knockback of the multi-hits of like Witch Twist is one thing, right? But then, like, out of the ABK, which is, like, normally, like, a solid hit, or at the very least, it visually looks like one, the fact that Yoshi can still just jump around that sometimes while tanking the damage, you're taking away you're taking away, you know, the biggest part of our win condition.
Yep.
There.
That's
no one likes to have the biggest part of their win condition taken away.
That's what's so hard about so many characters in this metagame, and we saw it even at Battle of BC and many other majors where, like, characters that just can take away an aspect of the game, even from as grand as, say, Game & Watch Up B, to as minute as double jump out of hit stun, or immediately buffering double jump with Yoshi. You're changing the game. You're changing the way that the game state flows. And Smash Ultimate, as we head into the late game lifespan, it's almost become a game of exceptions rather than rules. And it's turning into a very, very interesting landscape because of it, as Yoshi and Bayonetta